I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
of the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Previously on Simple Success.
I forget. You forget? Yes, I forget. You can't forget, DT. But I do. Then I suggest that we visit that mythical financial advisor's office that we know so well.
Let us all now pretend that we are in the office of a financial advisor.
Wait a minute.
And now, just like with a previously on thing on TV, we take you directly to this week's episode.
That's cool. What's cool, DT? This new transition. New transition? Yeah. You know, this previously on thing we're now doing. And then? And then we get taken right on into what you're hearing right now. Yeah, that is cool, isn't it? Technology does have its benefits. My corpulent yet crafty whippoorwill. Yeah, I guess. So, how are we doing this week? Doing what, DT? Telling a story. Duh. Which story? Today's story. Duh, some more. Oh, you mean the Trapped in an AI Song Factory story? No, not that story.
That's enough of the AI jokes.
Hey there, Oregon. You know, it won't be a joke if I can't tell it.
Oh, okay.
Trying this again, John. My ears are on. And being more specific at the same time, like we've learned to do.
那挺好的.
Yeah, thanks. Being more specific by setting the scene in detail. Which is what? I mean where? A financial advisor's office again? Nope, not today. Okay, then what? It is a coffee shop. Oh, you mean those still exist?
Por supuesto.
Yeah, por supuesto, Serge. I mean, where else could we discuss this idea of becoming a kid again? Okay, and with the freshly brewed aroma of coffee backing up our perspectives even. Wow. Yeah, that's stuff we didn't drink when we were kids.
You know, sometimes I find myself longing for the days when life was simpler, like being a kid again.
Yeah, sometimes I feel the same way, Matthew. But tell me, is that why you wrote, what was it called?
Navigating the challenges of becoming a kid again in terms of investing.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, DT, have you ever thought about the challenges we'd face if we were kids when it came to investing? We are kids. Oh, well, you are maybe, but roll with me on this.
Oh, okay.
Listen to the sound of me rolling. As kids, we were more concerned about buying candies and toys and stuff. But what about investing? Investing? That's a whole different ballgame. True dat. You know, we can't exactly spend all of our pocket money without consequences like we used to. That's true. Now we have responsibilities, or financial goals. Which is okay. We just need to use careful consideration, research, and understanding of the market. Right. Simple as a barber wiping down his or her counters, I think. If you say so, DD, but... What, D? What, John? Remember when we used to go get haircuts, and the barber would wipe down the counters to give them a clean look? It was like a fresh start from all our cares and worries. That's a great analogy. I mean, just like that, we can start with a clean slate and learn from the past and have a fresh perspective on all our financial decisions.
You are welcome, Donada, Doreen.
It's all about finding a balance between work and fun. Yes, at least that's how it seems, in our opinion. So confidently, we listen to
Break number 1.
Hello, everyone. This is John with the Simple Success Podcast, financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Because we know you want to show us some serious love in return for the tremendous benefits you get from us, please subscribe to us in your favorite podcast player. You can find us on both the App Store and the Play Store because our message is for everyone. Leave a rating for us, or even better, tell a friend. Whichever you choose, thank you so much for helping us do this for you. To leave us a written message, which just might lead to more in a future podcast, go to those same written show notes to find our subreddits. There is also our Facebook group page, Twitter, and other ways which we'll tell you about from time to time. You can also find an Easter egg every so often, so listen closely. Thank you again, and keep those constructive ideas coming. Starting fresh is a great way to visualize being like a kid again, isn't it, DT? It is a pretty awesome start, my liege. Then indeed, you will go with me and let me counsel thee.
That's some serious Shakespeare.
As he likes it, Kevin. Yes, as I like it. Which reminds me. Remind you of what? Of the need for speed? No, DT. The need for guidance. I thought you were someone who's been around the block already. Well, I have at least once, but if we're kids again, it might be kind of tough to get real guidance. And in something as complex as investing, we need each other. Well, yeah, unless we are happy with acting on our own and having uninformed choices and stuff. Which I'm not, at least not in a lot of things.
Patience, persistence.
Repetition.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And let's not forget about the emotional aspect. Another kid thing? Por supuesto, I think you said back in Act 1. You know how we fall prey to things like FOMO now, right? Yeah. Well, when we were kids, that was an even bigger thing. Okay, so we can just use patience then, right?
Patience.
Yeah, that sounds great. But just remember, we don't mean for a few days or weeks. Not even months. No, and maybe not even years. Length of time is very important. Because new insights show up now and then. Right? Right, and we just don't know when that'll be. But wait a minute. Isn't that sort of like the delayed gratification problem? More than that. It's completely a part of it. Can you give a personal example of that? Sure. Por ejemplo. Cute. Since I know the delaying gratification, also known as getting your dopamine fix later instead of now, if you must. I must. Okay. Since I know that delaying gratification will make me happier later. Yes. And since I can visualize pretty well, I can see myself as a happy person. Which allows what? Which allows a lot of things. It makes it more of a possibility. One which I can control and call into action whenever I want. Well said, John. And one other thing. Yeah? What is that one thing, DT? Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Vraiment? As kids, we were not afraid to make mistakes. Well, that's true, but why? Because we knew that we could learn from them. So in investing, we should view failures as learning opportunities rather than as setbacks. Bingo, dude. Because when we make all the necessary adjustments that come from learning, we grow as investors and increase our success. You are welcome. Yes, we are welcome. But by remembering to do what? That's the important thing. We do it by remembering to not be afraid to take risks. Like our friend Pablo Picasso reminds us sometimes. Yeah, I think so. What did he say again? He said, I'm always doing things I can't do, and that's how I get to do them. There's a lot to unpack in that sentence. Are we going to do that right now? We have a bit already, and it's just part of our general philosophy. Okay. You are welcome. But it is kind of risky, isn't it? Yeah, it can be, but that's a good thing. Any other thoughts on this topic, DT? Thinking. What's taking so long? Well, it's like this. Next, you're going to say something about learning from our mistakes and maintaining discipline and emotional control. And is that a bad thing, amigo? No, it is not. It just seems a bit of a stretch. A bit frou-frou, if you know what I mean. Hey, DT, it's not like I'm trying to tell you to channel your inner child or something crazy like that.
That's good.
Okay. And they're not having me go on some, third eye journey or something weird like that, right?
This one is liked especially.
Patience, Kajal. Absolutely not, GT. Now, I do study Hindi one day a week, but just because of that doesn't mean I'm a secret Buddhist or stuff like that. I am an investor who just likes to learn. Yeah, and combine your childlike enthusiasm with a practical approach. Thank you. Through which we can make sound investment decisions that sorry, not just will, have the potential to yield positive results in the long run. The long run? Yeah, that part. The part that takes a lot of patience. Which grows the kid from just being a kid to being a smart kid. So then, listen, you're saying we should dare to dream? Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'd do if I was the queen. But you are. I mean, you're the boss, right? I mean, sometimes I think. While out of the corner, your eye does wink. And you really believe that investing you can do? Indeed, as you'll see after.
Break number 2.
We know a lot about you already because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es buenísimo. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too. Can I simple that? Por supuesto. Of course. Just simple it.
Please make sure your seat belts are fastened and your tray tables are in their upright position.
And make sure simple is a verb like Google is a verb. Boy, do I like to try new things. You mean like a kid does? Yeah, I guess.
Does he have a kid's voice?
No, he doesn't, Kevin. I guess you're right about that. But surely you have a point. Yes, thank you, DT, I do. Just like children who fearlessly try new things, we need to explore different investment opportunities. But what? But we can't let emotions rule us like they rule kids. Which leads to another mantra we have. Probably. Definitely. Okay, I'll bite. All right, think of it this way. You know how we can make things happen by doing something like emotionalizing them? Yeah, like with focusing too hard. Sort of, yeah, like when you really want something to happen. Or not happen. Right, or not happen. Then what? Then you think about that thing a lot. Yeah, you think about it so much that you emotionalize it. So we have to limit doing that to positive stuff. Yeah, and then take that, what is now a habit, again, yes, and wrap it all around your investing.
It's easy.
Aha, so it's easy, and like the bell reminds us. You already knew that, DT. Yeah, like riding a bike, or falling off a bike. Huh? Just as children learn from falling off their bikes and trying again, we must learn from our investment steps and make better choices moving forward.
Oh, okay.
Like getting back on the horse with increased experience.
As John and DT reflected on their conversation, they realized that adopting a childlike mindset could indeed be beneficial when it comes to investing.
Yeah, we did. And they understood the importance of patience. Yes, we did, DT. The patience to allow our investments to grow and compound over time, which combines with focus. Focus. That's right. The focus we have to have on all our long-term goals, especially our financial goals.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries. The supporting cast who helps me bake the bread includes
Techno King, John Brandy, Alter Ego, Doubting Thomas, Fact Checker, a small brown beef animal, really tiny. Facts are important but are also easy. Social Manager, Abraham Lincoln, Media Expert, Augustus Caesar, Psychologist, William James, Sound Designer, Adobe's Creative Suite, Language Consultant, Leah, the French do-your-own research lady, Videographer, Ertaman Koshki, audio props, Les Paul, inspiration, many podcasts and other sources, and of course Napoleon Hill.
We also have websites, and you can subscribe to both podcasts. You can even send us a video, audio, or text message. But of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to get the links and stuff.
And before we forget, the artificial intelligence or AI voices that you hear in our work are offered up by Google, Amazon Polly, and OpenAI, like we say in the show notes. They don't sponsor us yet, but we love what they do, and we just love what AI can do when lovingly crafted.
Finally, you can find us on podmatch.com, matchmaker.fm, Podbooker, and Podcast Guests, where we consider guests and consider guesting on other people's shows.
And really finally, our music comes from Cute by Ben Sound and from Piano Background by Nick Simon Adams. Thanks also to AI MuseNet, Suno.ai and Ace Studios. The sound effect credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canoe CG, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything Sounds, MK Claymore Stories, ERH, Sand Emotions, Big Pickle 51 and Just Kidding. Yes, that's his or her name. All on freesound.org. Also, languages are the bomb.
Paul.